affair. Rock and roll was simple and clear, but we didn't care. It was a crazy doo-wop, diddy-wop, diddy-wop, doo. Doo-wop, diddy-wop, diddy-wop, doo. Why the hell that song? I have no idea. The songs that get in my head, I have no idea why. Cesaro, you got first again. Wow, you got a hell of a run going, pal. Indo FBI agent Eli's in XD. Suck McCook. Hey, good to have you back, son. I got way behind here. Michael Tannerson, John Han, Hacker, Jeff's with us. Goku Black. Neo, haven't seen you in a while, Goku. Zombie Warrior, Chris Reeves, GMG, Tyson, Dusty, Lusty, Zubair, Gammas, Spectre. It looks like we might have had some notifications go out today. What's going on with Susan? Is she sick? Does anybody know? She should probably get checked on if she's sending out notifications. Badiwa? I don't know Badiwa. Hey, Victor. Enzo's in. Mars is back. I'm going to, for those of you who saw, Enzo made me think of it because he was in the stream. This afternoon, excuse me, guys, I'll post it. I clipped a part out of that live stream yesterday, the one I did with my granddaughter playing Resident Evil 2, where the female zombie guard came at us. There was a really funny sequence in there, and in rewatching it, I hadn't even really caught it the first time. I'll post that later for those of you, well, whether you saw that stream or not. I think it's pretty funny. I'll put that up later. Do you even lift, bro? Not as much as I certainly should be. From Long Island, just down south of me. Well, and yeah, it looks like I'm going to be, in April, I'll be making an appearance at a wrestling show. And even at my age, making an appearance could easily translate into there being a problem in the ring. So I need to be at the gym regularly between now and then. Hey, good to have you, Stefano. He benches 500 pounds. I never had a super strong bench, Smiggy. I ended up, in my heyday, I was just under 400. I never made 4. But in fair, I will say this: I never used the bench shirts or anything like that. It was all straight. But I never made 4. I got to, what the hell did I get to? 375, something like that. Maybe, Cesaro. I will definitely be there. Am I still watching Naruto? No, Victor. I finished Naruto and Shippuden ages ago. 440. That's a good bench. I had a strong of the power lifts. The deadlift was by far my best. I had a strong deadlift, decent squat, but bench was okay. Can we play now? Edgar says. What's the Zombie Warrior? Are you going to win DDT Pro Ironman Heavy Metalweight Championship? I don't know what that is. Hajime no Ippo. No, Deadly Scoots. We that gets talked about a lot. And as a matter of fact, I was trying to remember in one of the last anime chats we had. You guys know what we watch gets voted on by the Gooshers, the crew over at our Patreon. If I remember with Hajime no Ippo, when we had the nominations, it did really well. So it got put into the poll. We took the top 2 in the poll, and I think Hajime Ippo was 3rd. So that's how close it was to getting in. So just given that, I would assume it'll be coming up at sometime soon. Favorite character on Naruto? By the time it was all over, I kind of think Hashirama, Victor. There were a lot of great characters in Naruto, and again, I'm not always necessarily one that's big on putting one over the others, but I just really liked his character. I loved everything about. Well, listen, just being in possession of a decent number of his cells makes you a badass. So if you're Hashirama, you can only assume that you are absolutely loaded with Hashirama cells, which makes you a badass. So yeah, I always liked him. DD Pro Iron Man is not only a hardcore title, but you can defend it in an Iron Man match. Oh, okay, Zombie. I hadn't heard of that. Yeah, about Team 4-Star canceling DBZ, Igor? Yeah, I did hear about it. Yeah, they, I know that, which I had said when there was conversation about that potentially happening, I know that part of the reason was all the dealing with, same thing I go through, dealing with the Japanese companies and their absolute disdain for American fair use. So I can't hardly blame them. I know they're going to be concentrating on original creations, but I think they're still going to be doing some of those shorts, though, right? The short vids, because anything they put out, I'll watch. Hey, Kenji, anything Team Four Star puts out, I'm there for. Glenn says, I was watching old WWE content of the Dirt Sheet with The Miz and John Morrison since they just did one last night, so they rejoined as a team. Yeah, I see. I didn't. Well, actually, I didn't see it. I heard they were. I know John Morrison was back, and I heard they were putting the team back together again. That's kind of cool. Druids calling says, would you consider reacting to Bleach? As a matter of fact, as I said, guys, everything gets voted on what we react to, and Bleach is next. Bleach got voted in that poll I was talking about. The gang voted in Attack on Titan and then Bleach. So as soon as I catch up on Attack on Titan, which should be in less than 2 weeks, I think, we move right to Bleach. You look like an ex-convict, homie. Wolverine says, well, yeah, I mean that's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, given my life's history. Papa Frank Day, sure. I think we all miss Papa Frank, but similar to, although there are entirely different reasons, similar to what's going on with Team Four Star. It sucks that we can't watch that anymore. But in both cases, I understand why they did what they did. But yeah, Papa Frank was that was just legendary. I mean, he was so funny. Yeah, Mike says, Curtis, your bald head does things to girls. I know. It makes them do shit like this. I get that a lot. Oh, thanks, Joshua. I loved watching Naruto. It was fun. It was the first, I think, right? Yeah, it was the first anime, not an abridged, but a regular anime series that I had watched in full context. I had seen lots of Dragon Ball clips and stuff by then, but it was the first one I had watched fully contextually. Utan says, did you notice that Patreon changed? You mean they just redid the main screen? Yeah, I don't care for it. I'm typically a fan of the way Patreon does things, and they're very responsive when you have an issue or something like that. So this isn't meant as a dig to them, but yeah, I don't like the new layouts, mainly because they took away that space where you had, like, I had a greeting video. Well, within that greeting video was details on some things that had happened at the channel and information you need to know being a new member of the Goosh, of our Patreon. So that kind of screwed things up. And I hadn't even thought of it until so many people were contacting me via private message saying, hey, this video is not available anymore. Where do I find it? Well, I had that all explained in there. So what I did do, though, was now if you join the Patreon, in the welcome email you get, I changed that to where it explains everything you need to know. But yeah, I don't like the new, basically I don't like the new look as much. I wish they'd have left it the way it was. Tokyo Mew Mew? No, I've heard of it, Chris, but I haven't seen it. It's been, we've had conversation about it. It's been brought up, but I haven't seen it. Indo Lindo says, Curtis, you heard about Goldberg fighting the Fiend Bray Wyatt? Is that what they're going to do? I knew Goldberg was supposed to be coming back. That's a good matchup. That Fiend gimmick that Bray Wyatt is doing is really good. I like that. That's one of the better gimmicks to come along in a while. No, I hadn't heard that he was. I hadn't heard that Goldberg was going to be working him. I'll watch that. Let's see. Have you heard of Chunibo? No, never heard of that. I don't know. Never heard of that. Let's see. Curtis will love Orihime on Bleach. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Bleach. Attack on Titan is so good. Man, the episode I watched today, holy fuck, the intricacies of the human versus human dynamics in there are crazy. And I know you guys know, and we have Wolverines in here. I know we have mods in here. Please, no spoilers, obviously, when we talk about anything. But where I stand right now, I don't trust Hot Rod Reese. That whole ability to change people's memories and shit. Yeah, I don't trust him. I'm real anxious to see what the deal ends up being with him, because I don't know. I don't trust him. The Iron Man Heavyweight Metal Championship is a comedic championship. Oh, Igor says, It was created as a parody of Hardcore Champion follows the same 24/7 rules. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's kind of cool. Have I watched Ask Us with my granddaughter yet? No. Okay. Well, you guys know, I just got done watching Assassination Classroom myself. That one just finished up at the Goosh. We were talking yesterday in the stream about if she wanted to watch anime. We're trying to get my granddaughter into anime. What would be a good introduction anime for a younger kid? And Assassination Classroom was there on the list. I think she would really like those characters, and she would like that whole coming together of the class. But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's always a good intro one too, I think. Only Bleach's first season is awesome. I've heard some other people say that, Zubair, but I want to see for myself. I'm anxious to see it and figure out how I feel myself. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Oh, hey, DA Big Green says, "Oh, DA's in." I didn't. I missed it. Where? Well, hey, there's Devil Artemis. Have you checked out Golden Boy? I highly recommend watching Golden Boy. It's very short. I'd love to see you react. Golden Boy. Hold on. Let me look. I don't think. Have we ever talked about that, guys? I don't remember that name. Let me see. Golden Boy. A Japanese comedy manga series written and illustrated by Tatsuya Igawa, by a 23-year-old freeder, pervert, and traveling student. Wow. Got good, just the first couple things I see. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I can't see the chat right now. I want to see something. Just so you guys know. Let's see who has it. It's not available on YouTube. I don't see anybody. I don't know if I could do reactions to it on YouTube. I've got it. Well, of course, I have memberships to all the streaming sites. Oh, yeah, it's 6 episodes long. I just pulled it up on Verb. 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 And verb isn't even a verb. It's a noun, so there was no sense in that whatsoever. Let me bookmark that so I don't forget about it. I'll have to take a look further at that. I don't know if we could do it on the YouTube channel, though. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm back. It looks like, yeah, it does look, actually, DA, it looks right up my alley. Oh, contains a bit of nudity, though, too. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to get away with it on YouTube. I could do it, but I'd probably have to do it over at the Goosh. Do it over at the Goosh. Sounds even creepier than it is. Because, well, you guys know how hard the Japanese companies come down on me. I don't know why they hate me so much. I like them. Kenji says, we're trying to make her into an anime that sounds so wrong. Yeah, it does kind of, doesn't it? It does. Wolverine says, Devil Artemis is present among us. Devil Artemis is a good dude. For any of you, I'm sure all of you guys know who DA is. If you don't, you should be over to his channel watching his videos instead of watching this, because it's some funny shit. Jeez. This is an anime Pineapple Pizza fan says, but could you check out Lovely Day? It's a Cyanide and Happiness short. Again, I don't really depend on what I have coming up. Cyanide and Happiness is always the chance that I'll be watching it anyway, because I love Cyanide and Happiness. Cyanide and Happiness. What was the name of it? Lovely Day. Cyanide and Happiness. Short, Lovely Day. Cyanide and Happiness. Nope, I have not seen this one. Oh, 1/30/2020. That's what. Yeah, I definitely haven't seen that one. Excuse me, let me throw a bookmark on that just for shits and giggles. Yeah, I don't know. Again, because I've got a regular rotation of stuff I am watching, so I don't know. But anytime it's Cyanide and Happiness, there's a good chance I'll end up watching it anyway. Devil Artemis, yeah, they are a bit tough on people. Well, thank you, DA. I appreciate that. Yeah, we got, and again, I've always said, because when we started really getting hammered by the Japanese companies, everybody was like, well, they're out to get you. And it's like, they're not. I never felt persecuted in that respect. I don't think they're out specifically to get me. They hate, absolutely hate, and make no bones about it. They hate American fair use. They don't have it in Japan. They don't like that it exists. So once you get on their radar, it's not that it's me personally. It's just that I'm somebody that they came across. Once you get on their radar, they just hammer you. And when they initially tried it and they were filing copyright strikes, I would defeat those. So then YouTube punked out and gave them the opportunity to just block stuff where I have no defense in the matter, and then that's what they went with. Sword Art Online is a decent start to anime, I think. That's an interesting one, Glenn. Because I want to see that. I've watched a lot of the abridged. I'm really dying to see that one myself. I like the abridged. I've stopped watching the abridged episodes because I want to do the original. So the good thing about all the brain damage from the chair shots is when I do something like that, a lot of times I don't have a lot of retention of the individual plot points that I watched in the abridged anyway. So I don't want one fresh in my mind when I actually do want to see Sword Art Online. Oh, no, I didn't. Pizza Man says Purgatony got picked up by Sci-Fi. That's cool. Good for them. Purgatony was funny. I like that. That would be cool. Sigmund says, never heard of this Japanese cartoon stuff. Is it kind of like SpongeBob? I'll tell you, well, you guys tell me if you're interested in this. It's something I don't even, these are the type of things I don't even share that all that often. I would do so more here in a live stream where it's, I don't know, rather than put it out on a video to the channel as a standalone, because I'm not sure how much I want the attention for it. It's just something I wanted to share with you guys, because you guys are always busting my balls, because we've lived through so many wildly, insanely emotional moments in anime, and I'm not a tear-shedding type of person. I mean, something gets to me, and I feel it in my chest, and I choke up, and it's hard to speak, but I don't shed tears. And I know a lot of you guys bust my balls about that. And yesterday I had something that is totally unlike me, where the closest I came to actually shedding tears in years was yesterday, and it was right in the middle of a goddamn supermarket surrounded by strangers. That's up to you guys. If you want me to tell you the story of it, I will. In this setting, I will. You guys tell me. Cormar says, "What's up, Curtis? Just finished Hunter over Christmas, and it was phenomenal. Oh, isn't it? Can't wait to join the Gooch to see the reactions. Oh, Cormar, yeah, it's just next level. You guys know my love for Hunter. I am so enamored of that series. And it's still got my all-time favorite arc in it. I mean, that Chimera Ant arc is just insane." What? Tell it, Thicky Cesaro says, tell us, you guys want to hear? See the words low fat? Oh, yeah. Oh, in this market? No, that doesn't make me sad, Maz. I just laugh at that. I scoff at the words low fat. I give it the old finger and I move on. But well, give me a moment. I'll tell you the story. It still bothers me a little. I was picking up some stuff. My wife is actually some close friends of ours. Her little brother is having a big ceremony for his Boy Scout troop. He achieved something. I'm not clear on what all it is, but currently his family's having there's members of his family having some health issues. Weren't sure who could be there for him and everything. So my wife kind of took the mantle and helped get everything set up. So long story short, she was making some sausage in sauce to make for sausage subs and stuff. So I went up to the market to get all the supplies she needed. We needed a bunch of sausage, stuff like that, sausage. So I get all my stuff and I get in line, and it was the snowstorm was still going on, so there wasn't a lot of people in the store. The store is usually packed. And the whole thing really got to me. So I get in line, and there's a woman at the front of the line, checking her stuff out with a little girl. I'm going to say she was probably 6 in her cart. Now, between us was man and woman, another couple, furry hentai is best hentai, Wolverine says. Um, there was another couple between us, and I could see this woman and her daughter. Something was going on, and they were talking to the girl that was running the cash register. And so I started. I got a better angle, and I could see the little girl was crying. You guys know me. I've said it over and over. That's the stuff that gets to me. Bad stuff happening to kids crying. That bothers me. And so I started listening in, and the woman had in her hand, she had, I don't know, like $13, $14 in cash in her hand. And what I determined was going on was she was trying to figure out what they needed to put back. And like I say, it bothers me even talking about it now. Because the little girl had found some, I couldn't tell what it was, some sort of little stuffed toy. And they had some snacks, they had some strawberries. And I could overhear the mom saying, well, how much is it if we put the strawberries back? Then how much is it if we put this toy back? And she was basically, I determined she was trying to figure out what they were going to put back. And she's asking the little girl, and the little girl is crying, understandably, because she wanted the strawberries and the toy. So I walked around the two people that were in line, and I told the cashier, I took out a 20, and I said, listen, don't put any of it back. Just ring it through. And I looked at her, I said, if it's okay, I said, I got it. And what surprised me was the woman like broke down and started crying. And I was like, uh-oh, what's going on here? And she said, and it just like all came out of her right there in the store. And she said, I just came out of an abusive relationship. Now I'm single momming it. And she said, I was so dreading this trip to the store. And that's why, because she was going to have to pick and choose what she could actually buy. And she said, thank you. I said, don't even think of it. I said, we've all been in these situations. It's understandable. Don't let it bother you. And she was crying. So I hugged her. And as I was walking away, I took another 20 out of my wallet and I gave it to the little girl. And I said, listen, go buy yourself something. Because I figure this kid's having, it's tough. Your parents are at odds, and mom was in an abusive relationship. I don't know how deep that went. Of course, when I hear that, you guys know me, my immediate thought on that is, well, tell me where he is, because I'll go strangle him. That's what I was thinking. But when I gave the little girl the 20, then the mom really broke down, and that's when it got really difficult. And then the cashier started to cry, and it was like, it was one of those things where it's good to be able to try and help somebody out, because again, all of us, we've all been in those type of situations before. But it bothered me all night. It just like, I was wishing there was more I could do. But in that situation, what more can you do? I mean, it's not like the old days when I was doing stand-up or something where I had business cards on me and I could have given her a business card and say, listen, if I can do anything to help you anyway, contact me. That way the ball's in her court. But you can't say to somebody, geez, I want to be able to help you more than this. How do you approach it? So it bothered me all night, because the image of the little girl sitting in the cart crying really stayed with me. So, but it got me thinking about that and how you guys bust my balls. And here I was, I'm in the middle of all places. I'm out in public in the middle of everything. And I'm standing there going, and trying not to cry myself. So, what if someone recorded? I doubt it, Kevin. I'd rather they didn't, because that wouldn't be fair to that woman and her child, be recording it. But there weren't a lot of people in there. That market is usually packed, but we were having a snowstorm at the time. I was even surprised I was more than one person behind in one of the checkout lines. Well, they didn't have many lines open, because again, there wasn't many people in there. But yeah, it was difficult. It's still difficult when I think back to it, just because you don't like to think of that. You don't like to think of a mom and her daughter out there trying to figure out what they can spend their $13-$14 on. It just, and again, I was trying to think quickly enough on my feet. It's like, I don't want to scare this lady. She's already been in an abusive relationship. I don't want to come off as a creeper, but it's like, I wish I had a way to contact them. Not that I'm a wealthy person, but anything that you could do to try and help somebody out who's in that situation, just so they get back on their feet. I'm sure she'll land on her feet. But if she's just out of the abusive relationship, you gotta figure she's in a horrible mess financially and everything, and it would have just been nice to be able to do something to try and help. Well, thanks, Stefano. But again, it's not. I don't know. It's not like you feel like you did something extra special. I think I like to think anybody would in that situation. To be perfectly honest with you, and I think I know a lot of you guys are the same way. If it was my last $20, I'd have still given it to her. But it was it was difficult. It's not like me to get choked up, and certainly not like me to be choked up and emotional in public. So it was really odd for me. Mackenzie, rose or red, violets or blue. I love Freddie Mercury, and so do you. Oh, Freddie's such a legend. God damn. Exactly, Jonathan. At least she realized enough to get out of the relationship. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. That and see that part got to me too because that's my instinct, especially seeing the little girl there and everything. My first instinct is, which of course you can't do. It's like, well, here, just write his address down on this piece of paper. I'm not gonna like go there and beat him with a bat or anything. Just that's what you want to say. I don't know much about the new DBZ game by Garth and Satan. Spaz Kids playing it, but I haven't played it yet. I don't really know much about it. No homo for you, Curtis. Well, I would hope so, Zygmunt. It's I've even dropped the no homo thing. It's homo on now. Edgar says, "Nice, Curtis. Now adopt me, damn it." I've always said I wish I could adopt you all, but then allowance day is gonna suck for me. Yeah, I think that could get the finances in bad trouble in a or upside down in a hurry. My Hero, yes, Man of Culture. I've watched My Hero. I haven't watched season 4 yet because I'm waiting for season 4 to be completed, and then I'm gonna find a place to insert it. I'm gonna find a place to insert it at the Goosh. So, but I'm caught up as far as up to season 4. Excuse me. Hey, Diamond Dog. Oh, Wolverine gonna get some lunch. Good idea. Eating is always a good idea. I'm a fat guy. It's what I do. No, Dragon. I gotta look. Really? He says, fun fact. Excuse me, guys. Pelosi blamed the Iowa caucus epic fail on Russia? Is that legit? Really? And she lost her mind. She must go to bed every night. And before she gets in, she must lean over, look under her bed to make sure the Russians aren't under her bed trying to get her. Looking in her closet doors, waiting for them to jump out at her. Really? Jesus, that's messed up. Go get some food, Glenn, by all means. Food always sounds good, Lifer. I wish it didn't. I wish food didn't sound so goddamn good to me. It was torture yesterday because I told you I was getting that, I was at the store because I was getting that sausage for my wife to cook up, and I had to smell that all day yesterday, or all afternoon and evening yesterday when she was making it. And it wasn't for me. It's not right. There should not be smells like that in my house that are not for me to eat. Looking for Putin under the bed. That's what I'm wondering, Big Green. Jesus Christ. Kenji says, show your wife Prison School and she'll be into anime for sure. I love Prison School. Prison School was a blast. Those were great characters in Prison School. They were funny. Yeah, Code Geass is alright. I'm thinking, and again, don't hold me to it, guys, because I haven't put it in there for sure yet. But I'm thinking that might come up after Trigun. Let's see. By Garth and Satan says, where are the rest of your Naruto reactions, Sir Goosh? Well, the ones you can't see, pal, are the ones that's during the Naruto series is when we started getting attacked by the Japanese companies. And that's when, because we had a couple of them get copyright claims, but I got them overturned. But that's when YouTube came up with that whole really fucked up block system. Because what happens, for those of you who don't know, on a block, they can, somebody can come in and block their content, block my content because their content is a portion of it. And unlike now in a copyright claim, I just file a counterclaim explaining why it's within fair use. If you do that against a block, YouTube doesn't pay any attention to that. They don't care. They just forward it to the company. If the company goes, yeah, I don't accept that, let's leave the block up, they do it for them. So the ones you can't see were blocked. Most of them do not exist anymore. There are some of them still out there I've seen, but it would be a process for me, and I don't have a lot of extra time in my days because I would need to go in, re-download them, the ones that I can still re-download, the ones that are blocked, or not re-download them, but download them, and then I'd have to post them elsewhere on the Goosh or something. The last dozen or so Naruto reactions are on the Goosh because, again, we were getting hit with blocks, so I uploaded them over at the Goosh and then made them available on YouTube. So the last dozen or so are there, but other than that, they're just blocked. Dragon says, I'll be honest, what little respect I may have had for Pelosi was completely lost when she ripped that speech in half. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that. I think she picked and I try, you guys know I lean right, but I try and be as fair as I can in looking at things. I think she was looking for her, her Twitter moment for her base. I just think that was a bad call. I don't think in any way, we all know that Trump acts immature and puerile. I don't think it's a quality response from Dems to go down that road with him. I don't think that helps him in any way. And that's basically what she was doing. She was just being as petty as he is. Thoughts on Gon versus Hisoka in the arena? That was great. I love that fight. Well, and the best part, Elephant Man, is when Gon gets to give him back his number there, his badge or whatever it was that they were collecting. That's a great fight. That's my favorite part of that fight, though. Whereas when he goes to give it back and Hisoka's like, yeah, I said you punched my face, and he took it, so yeah. She apparently claimed that she tore, Ma says, because it was fake news, but kind of made her look like shit when Trump spoke about war veterans coming home, etc. Yeah, exactly, Mas. And that was my thought, too. And not because of a dislike for Pelosi, it's just that, excuse me, Trump finished the speech with a very upbeat pro-America theme. So I think that was really bad timing to rip that up, given the way he finished the speech as well. Because that's what, regardless of what side you're on, that was just directed in general. And then to rip it up, and like you say, and with the speech containing that, I was really moved by that whole thing with the Tuskegee Airmen. I like that. I have such respect for those guys. And then to have him be the great-grandfather of the kid that wants to be a part of the space program, that I thought was really, really cool. So I think, again, to the extreme left, I mean, to the hardcore orange man, bad Trump haters who are just off the deep end about it, I think ripping up the speech probably made them very happy. I think to the rest of the country, it was like, ooh, that it looked bad. At best, it looked bad. At worst, it threw you right in the pit with Trump. Excuse me. Have you read excuse me. Vegeta Sama says, have you read the new Death Note one-shot story? No, I haven't yet. It's pretty good and receiving a lot of praise. If you haven't, I recommend reading it since you're a fan of the series. Yeah, I plan on doing it. I just got to get time to do it. When it came out, it was all over. Clips of it were all over social media and stuff. So I just got to get time to sit down and read it. No, wait. Gigamax says, did you see Nancy pre-rip the papers? No, did she? Come on, for real? That would be kind of pathetic. Only because if she did that, then it wasn't even a spur of the moment thing. It was all a pre-planned. Again, that makes it pre-planned reality TV for the Twitter mobs. Because if you knew right from the get-go that you were going to do that, and she knew when to do it. Right as he concludes the speech, she knows she's on camera. So if it was pre-ripped, that's pretty stupid. Travis says you can watch Hajime no Ippo on YouTube without it getting blocked, and all episodes are already on YouTube in sub and dub. There's 104 episodes. Oh, Travis, ye have way too much faith. That you realize that we have been hit with strikes and blocks on things like fuck off, train. On things like Abridged series, which have been on YouTube and remain on YouTube. We have been hit with copyright strikes for playing small clips of anime, reacting to just small clips of anime. And the clips have been on YouTube for years and gotten millions of views. There is no such thing as you can watch fill-in-the-blank anime without it getting blocked. That doesn't exist. Is it possibly that you could potentially do that? Yeah, it's possible. But that is very naive. Again, it all depends on how much in the crosshairs of the Japanese companies you are. I mean, guys like Swag have had videos taken down because he posted some images from the manga. It all depends on what they go after. Dragon says the stack of papers were too thick. She had to pre-rip them. There's a video of her doing it. I haven't seen that either. I got to go look some of this stuff up after the stream. That's pathetic. That it really is. I mean that's ridiculous. Because again, then it takes away any element of that being her honest reaction to something. You know, in the moment I was just so annoyed with the crap he was spewing that I had to do this, and just made it's like you can that to me says, okay, well, I know what'll make for a great moment. This will get the Twitter mobs talking. That's what that is. Let's see. Ghost Nappa. I love Ghost Nappa. And that clap, she did look sarcastic, and that I can understand. That doesn't bother me. I get what you're saying. Absolutely, the clap was definitely sarcastic, but that's the nature of politics nowadays. I think the ripping up the speech again with what it all contained, I think that was a bad move on her part. The clap, if if Nancy wants to have the clap, let her. um. Big Arthur and Satan says, not anime related, but do you have any grandfathers who fought in wars? Yes, I do. My grandfather on my father's side did. He died before I was born. I don't know a lot about him. My grandfather on my mother's side did, and that would be some stories for another time. He was a funny guy. My grandfather was drafted. He didn't join the military voluntarily, but like you said, it was your duty. He did what he had to do. And my grandfather was a no-nonsense guy, and he was the type of guy. If you didn't want the answer to the question, you didn't ask my grandfather. And he would, my whole life, my grandmother and grandfather were very old school. You know, the wife did all the cooking and the husband went out and did the work. He was a fireman for his whole life. Loved the fire department. But anyway, the one thing he would do is whenever we had potatoes of any sort, my grandfather would peel the potatoes, because you never saw anybody could peel potatoes faster or more effectively than my grandpa, or Gimpy, we called him, my Gimpy. And the reason was when he was in the military, he was on a ship at one point, and he was just doing some cleaning, some big muckety muck, you know, higher up, I don't know the rank, came to him and said, "So, boy, what do you think of my little boat here?" And my grandfather looked up and he said, he said, "Sir, you don't want to know what I think." Because my grandfather hated being in the military. He did it because he had to, but it was his duty, but he didn't like it. And and this big muckety muck says, "Boy, I wouldn't have asked you what you thought unless I wanted an answer. Now, what do you think of my little boat here?" And my grandfather said, "I think your boat's, what did he say? I think your boat's a ratty ass floating piece of shit," or something like that. But anyway, what he said wasn't well received. So my grandfather spent most of the duration of his time in the military peeling potatoes and cleaning up mule shit. So my grandma, if you wanted potatoes peeled or you needed some mule shit handled, my grandfather was the go-to guy. um, Grandpa giving father candy. So what does that make Spaz's kid? Well, just answer my own question. Chrome says, yeah. We called him Gimpy because my oldest cousin, the first grandchild, when she was little, she couldn't say Grandpa, and she said Gimpy, because everybody thought, we called him Gimpy. Everybody was like, "Well, you don't limp," but that was where it came from. Mackenzie says, "Do you love Michael Jackson because he was friends with Freddie Mercury?" That's kind of an odd connection to make. I don't think you have to. If you admire and enjoy someone, I don't think you have to admire and enjoy everybody in their inner circle. But I think Michael Jackson was an absolutely brilliant performer who had serious personal issues. Serious personal issues, to say the least. So no, he's not my type of guy. Again, as a performer, I think he was brilliant, but he's not my type of person. The Witcher? No, I've never played any of The Witcher. Man of Culture. I know of the series, but I've never played any. Storms are brewing pretty bad where you are, Chrome. We just came out of them yesterday. They were terrible yesterday. We got some more snow coming during the week this week, but not supposedly not as bad as what we had yesterday. Personal issues with children, exactly by Garthen. Hey, Bender Snatch, good to see you, pal. Oh, these squares make a circle. That's a great one, Sahar. That'll always be fun. Goddamn. No, Popo, no. He is so fucked up in DVZA. Jeez. Chrome says apparently it's going to be the worst storm since about 2012 here. We don't have to give away specifics. Approximately where though, Chrome? What part of the world are we talking here? I didn't, because I don't think we got anything like that coming. Unless I don't stay up on the weather as well as I used to when I was before I retired from my day job. I was always on top of it because I was out in it every day. So you had to, you had to know what you were going to wear. Yet, and you were dreading those bad days. But I don't stay up at UK, Scotland. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that you guys are getting a. You guys are supposed to get a really bad one. I hadn't heard about that. I'll have to look that up. And again, that's because we all know how that is. I complain about it all the time. We don't get. I have to, if I want to know something like that, I have to specifically go looking for it because our mainstream media doesn't cover anything but superfluous shit. It was, to me, stunning how poorly covered the Australian fires have been. Anything that's, that isn't Pelosi versus Trump, Sanders versus Buttigieg, anything that isn't salacious in some way, our media doesn't really cover. It's like, oh, well, that's another part of the world. I'm surprised they even talk about the coronavirus at all. Bad by Scottish standards, so strong winds and downtrends. Wow. Wow, no, I hadn't heard about that. Oh, Dragon. I hadn't heard that one. Oh, how did Michael Jackson die? Food poisoning. He choked on a 12-year-old wiener. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. More on Vespa. L or Light? L. Just because Light went completely off the deep end for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great character. But if you're asking who I would be rooting for and everything, easily L. Light's initial intentions were noble enough. Even if they were something of a god complex, they were at least noble enough. But as I stated before, the point that really pushed it home for me was when he mocked Ray Pember's girlfriend as she walked off to commit suicide. It wasn't bad enough that he, now he was had completely expanded his field of who needs to die. But then he was so uncaring about it that he thought it was cool to mock her as she left. Yeah, fuck him at that point. And my answer is Ryuk. Ryuk's the best, Big Green. Ryuk is clearly my favorite character in that series, without a doubt. Oh, the storm's name. How would you pronounce that? Chiara? Chiara? Weird how we name. It is weird how we name storms. I choose Willem Dafoe. Well, thanks, Fifth Angel. That's nice of you to say. I'll do another one of those, Shale. He says, "Hi, Curtis. Please do a tour of your room. I like the samurai sword back there." Yeah, that was given to us by one of the gang here. I'll try and remember to do that. We did one, but it's been a while now. I've changed a lot of stuff in the room. Room's an absolute mess right now, and I completely forgot about. Guys, I've got stuff. I am so embarrassed to even do an unboxing because you guys know I took the PO box. I still have it, but I took information on it down a long time ago just because we had gotten so busy that it's like I don't want people sending me things when I don't even know when I can work in an unboxing video. I had completely forgot that stuff had come in prior to it. I got to do another because I took them out. I'm like, oh crap, I got boxes here to open. Yeah, it is. Well, Cesaro. Ixnay on the in-screen gray. How can a green screen be messy, right, Viper? Do I think the new Sonic movie is going to be disappointing? Hard to say, Jordan. I'm not a big Sonic fan anyway. Judging by what people have been saying, it kind of sounds like it might be disappointing, doesn't it? I mean, it's been getting an awful lot of bad press. And how many times did they change exactly how Sonic was going to be presented and everything? Sounds like it's had a rocky road towards getting released. So, but again, I'm not a big Sonic fan anyway. Excuse me. We lost our hanging plant balls from the back garden because a 70-mile-an-hour gale sucked. We'll probably get worse. Wow, Chrome. Yeah, 70-mile-an-hour gale winds. Yeah, that's indeed bad. Holy crap. Yeah, we got this year. We had put up a fence in our backyard just because for the dogs. We got the 3 dogs. And it's such a pain in the ass having to walk them every day and everything. So it's like, well, let's fence in our backyard, give them a place to go, and then we can just go clean up after them. Put up the fence. Was it 3 months later? We got a horrible windstorm and ripped one of the panels of the fence right apart. I mean, we're fortunate it's the vinyl fencing, so I was able to put it all right back in, but it still sucked. What's the next booby anime? Well, Malcolm, we don't have a specific category for ecchi anymore, but I can tell you what the next one will be, because I mean, it's not specifically for that, but if the gang nominates a booby anime, that's fine. But I've got to fit High School DxD Season 4 in somewhere. So I'm sure that'll be the next one as soon as I can figure out a place to fit it in. Yeah, fit it in. Shokage says, I heard boobies. Yeah, Moneymore. He says, you either love Sonic or think he's mad. There's no in between. You know what it was? The game just never captured me. When he first came out, I played it, and it's like, oh, that's cool. He's the speed of the game, especially for that time. I don't remember what console it was on, but for that time was really impressive. But it's like, yeah, it's fast, but it just never captured me. So I never stayed with it. Chrome says I'm iffy on the Sonic film. Yeah, and again, Chrome, like I was saying, that just goes by what I've heard. It just seems like it's had so much trouble just making it through production stages that that doesn't bode well. I just watched the English Bible Black dub, best dub ever. German one was good too. When we talk about Bible Black Mass, I've had other people tell me that I remember that the dub is really good. Barcelona, Love of My Life. Oh, Freddie Mercury was just, like I say, he was fantastic. You got 6 dogs and live in a 1-room apartment? Oh, wow, my friend. Oh, wow. The 3 dogs wasn't my idea. I mean, especially the giant dinosaur dog. She's like my baby. That was all my wife's doing. But 3, I told, if she went for more than 3, that'd be fine. But she'd be dealing with it because I'd be moving out at that point. Also, sorry to whoever gets hit with the hanging plant balls. Also, please return if found. We want them back, Chrome says. That sucks. That really sucks. Let's see. That's rough. I get it, Shirokage. Psychopathic Infernape says, Lucy from Elfen Lied is my favorite anime character ever. So much emotion. It's funny, we haven't had a lot of conversation about Elfen Lied lately. For a while there, that series came up a lot, but you guys' memory is so much better than mine. You Gooshers, I don't think Elfen Lied, did it even get mentioned in the nominations thread last time? I don't think it did it? Because it used to get talked about a lot. I mean, it never made a serious run at getting to a nomination and being the series we watched, but it at least got mentioned. And now that you say that, yeah, I don't think it even got mentioned this time. Elfen Lied is the most kid-friendly anime ever. It only occasionally gets mentioned. That's what I thought too, Big Green. And I think in that last nominations thread, I don't even remember seeing it there. That surprises me, actually. After watching Bleach, you have enough knowledge to start watching Gintama. Well, that again, Kenji, that'll be up. That'll be up to the Gooshers. See if they put it in. Now Gintama does get mentioned a lot. That one I wouldn't be surprised at all to see win a poll. Alexa, call the FBI. Wolverine says, I do want to watch Ghost Stories at some point. Man of Culture. I've seen a few clips of it back when we could do reaction video streams, and that whole English dub where they were just kind of playing it by ear and stuff. That's fascinating to me. I do want to see that at some point. Alex says, my teacher asked me what I eat, and I said, I'm more of a cannibalist and insist kind of guy. Incest? And your teacher referred you to who? No. What office did you have to go to next? Is Gintama really long? I can't remember, Big Green. I can't remember. That would probably be a lot of the reason that it doesn't get more support. Because I know the Gooshers tend to shy away from the real long series right now because we've got One Piece going on. But I'll tell you, we made it a third of the way through, and it doesn't seem like, well, it's because I was really enjoying it, but it doesn't seem like it was a long time at all that we got this far into it. We're up to episode 340, I think I watched today. Excuse me. Dragon says, what do you do if an epileptic has a fit in the bathtub? Throw in your laundry. Oh, man. An epileptic agitator. I cannot say epileptic today. I know that. Vinland Saga. Heard about Vinland Saga? That gets talked about. 2G Plays hasn't gotten a ton of support in the nominations though, but I do know of it. I legit have no love for recent anime, but Vinland Saga really is fucking good. Is it, Maz? Again, it gets talked about quite a bit, and it gets mentioned, but it hasn't gotten a lot of support yet. Space Dandy? I don't think so, Man of Culture. Again, you know how bad my memory is. I don't remember hearing about that, put it that way. If it has been mentioned, it's not a lot. Nacho says, Askeladd, am I saying that close to right? Askeladd from Vinland Saga is a well-written character. The show never forgets to remind you he's objectively a monster, but he's such a magnificent asshole that you can't help but root for him. I like characters like that. Well, well, not in actual design, but in concept, it's kind of similar to one of the reasons I loved Angel Gon so much, is because he and his crew were the protagonists, but they were villains too. I mean, I just like that element. They were not clear-cut good guys. I mean, they were bad guys, but they were still the protagonists. I don't know. I just found that fascinating, and that like I say, what you're mentioning there, that sounds similar to that. That yin and yang type thing. It's 367 episodes, Chrome. Yeah, I think that's probably why the Goosers are staying away from it while we're still doing One Piece. Then that would be my guess anyway. Yeah, I have seen clips of it. I don't remember a lot of the details because, again, it was a long time ago when we were doing the reaction video streams. But the thing that I did remember was it seems like of all the anime I had either seen or seen clips of, it seemed like one of the best for combining drama and comedy. I did notice that. Yeah, like I say, Shale, I can't do a tour right now. I work this off a webcam, and it's not portable, but I'll try and remember to make a room tour video at some point. What is this, Space Dandy? Samurai Champloo, I already watched all of, Shale. It was great. It was awesome. Excuse me. That's all up over at the Goose. That was a really, really good series. I enjoyed that a lot. Great feel to that series. Love the end of it too. Absolutely love the ending of that. Is there an anime that the majority loves but you didn't like? Reginald, I've been really lucky. I haven't seen any anime yet that I didn't enjoy. Now, there are some that the level of enjoyment wasn't up with others by no means. But I think that's because I was fortunate enough that I came into watching anime, and it's always been through the support of our crew here at Spaz Boys or the Goosh. So basically, my anime gets pre-selected for me. So I think that's why. I mean, there are some that I enjoyed, but it's like, okay, they're not anything that's going to stick with me. Like Kijo. Kijo was fun. I had a blast watching those butts and boobs smack each other around and stuff. But it's not anything I want to go watch again or something like Hunter x Hunter. I'm dying to watch over again. So there's different levels, but I had fun with it. I mean, it was one of those things that at no point in the series did I say, oh, I don't want to watch this anymore. It wasn't up there with the others. Big Green says, I think for me that would be One Punch Man. I watched a few episodes of it, but I couldn't get into it. Everybody else loves it though. Yeah, I really did like One Punch Man, I have to admit, Big Green. I just like, one of the things that kept me so invested in that, I just thought it was just so funny the way Saitama got so disrespected by the hero group there with his grades that he was so pissed off about it. And here he was. I mean, he's One Punch Man. And you can't get a decent grade from the hero group. I don't know. Silly shit like that just makes me laugh. Space Dandy is inspired by Cowboy Bebop. I can believe that, Man of Culture, just by the name. Space Dandy? Yeah, that seems like it makes sense. Titty Hypnosis? I'm for that, Shirokage. I am still working on Roha. Keith. Unfortunately, not nearly as quickly as I would like. I've got to. The only way I'm ever going to get that first entire book done is to get to a point where I can set aside a specific block of time for that every week. Because right now it's coming really slow. Did I watch the dub or sub of One Punch Man? What did we watch, guys? That's terrible how I can't remember things. That was because we watched that one on Rift TV. That was sub, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that was sub. I'm pretty sure it was sub. Well, I was told it was Roha. Am I wrong? It was row like row your boat and ha like laughter, I was told. Hajime no Ippo or Fist of Northern Star? I haven't seen either one of them yet, HD. I haven't seen either one of those anime yet. Hajime no Ippo has more of my interest because I've heard so much about it and I'm a huge boxing fan. I think it was sub. That's terrible. The videos are still up there. I mean, they're just face cam because they were done through Rift TV, but they're still up on the channel. One Punch Man or Mob Psycho? Ooh, that's a good one. I really like One Punch Man, but I really loved Mob Psycho, especially by the time it was over. Yeah, probably Mob Psycho by a little. I like that a lot. Fist of the North Star. I've been told before, Gigamac, that one's another major feels kicker. Fist of the North Star. Fist of the Exploding Man. Fist for the win, Valkyrie says. I don't know, Jibber. He says, after you complete Gintama, I know that you'll consider your favorite. I don't know. That's some heavy duty lifting to do because Hunter x Hunter and One Piece are both really, really good. And Hunter x Hunter has had a huge impact on me. Oh, okay. He says, we talked about this once. Do not try to properly pronounce Finnish. You will fail. Well, you can fill in the blank there with pretty much any language for me, Maz. Do not try and pronounce it or I'll fail. And it doesn't matter because it's a language spoken by forest trolls. Oh, that's rough. Ivan says, I'm hoping the next slice of life anime you get to watch is Toradora. It's on my top rom-com anime of all time. I've heard, Ivan. I can't tell you much more about it than that, but I know Toradora's come up. Actually, though, we just started. Why is the name going? We just started that next slice of life anime. Oh gosh, let's see if I can come up with it without cheating and looking it up. Shut up, train. Go fuck off. Enzonator, because he's the one who sponsors those awesome slice of life anime I've seen. I gotta look it up. It's gone. Kokoro Connect. That's our next one. That's the one we just started because Enzo's sponsoring that one. Dragon says Obama claims to have visited all 57 states and the Dems don't bat an eye. Trump congratulates the state of Kansas for the Super Bowl and they make fun of him. Well, right now, Dragon, what it is, and you see more and more of it. And don't get me wrong, Trump's a gaffe machine, similar to Biden. I mean, he's somebody who's going to misspeak a lot and everything. But yes, they're going to jump on every little thing because the Twitter mobs and the far left right now, that's all they got. I mean, that's it. the whole, with the whole, it's Mueller time. Remember when that was the trending topic on Twitter for weeks on end? That went up in flames. The impeachment turned out to be nothing. I mean, he's still president. He's still going to be your president. They just keep losing at all these things. That's really all they have. I mean, if he misspeaks or something, at least it gives them fuel to get in their little echo chamber and go, oh, did you see this? Did you see this? Oh, we're winning. That's what it amounts to. But no, he's an absolute gaffe machine. There's no question. But that's what you're up against. They're just looking for anything to grab onto because they're frustrated and beat down right now. Who do you prefer as a protagonist, Luffy or Gon? Oh, I don't think there's a preference to be had there. They're both great protagonists. To me, I wouldn't elevate one over the other. Let's see. Lute says, so now you have a tier where you decide the anime to watch. Yep. At least sometimes, from what I understand, you choose new seasons of anime you've seen, like My Hero Academia, DxD, etc. anytime soon. I don't know. It's like I say, it depends on what comes up at what time. Right now, that level, we're doing Demon Slayer Trigun. I couldn't remember the name. Trigun is next. Before I put anything else there, I'm seriously thinking of watching Code Geass there. And if I haven't found another place for DxD, there's a good chance that'll end up there. Because I got to watch DxD. Well, you guys know how much I love that series and love those characters. It goes, I mean, I love the titties. How can you not? Akeno is right up there on the top of my waifu list, but it goes way beyond that. I just really like those characters a lot. Let's see. Trigun. Yeah, everybody's excited about Trigun. They got me psyched up for it, Psychopathic, because everybody's so amped for it. Most all the Gooshers have said something at one point or another about how they can't wait for Trigun. Who's the hottest, Bulma, Tsunade, or Midnight? Of those three, the hottest is Midnight. Midnight makes happy things happen to me. Favorite One Piece antagonist? Lucci was a great villain. I liked Lucci because he was because he was just a good villain. You know, there was no tragic backstory to try and give him a reason for him being the way he is or whatever. So as far as favorite, I don't know. The most hated for me though is still Arlong because of what he did. Arlong just fuck Arlong all day, all night, every way. Fuck Arlong. Let's see. I don't know much about Ichigo, Kid Forever. I haven't seen Bleach yet. Well, I will be starting it soon, but I haven't watched it yet. Buggy's a great. He is. You're right, Sigmund. Buggy's a great antagonist. He really is. He's both annoying and great at being an antagonist. Well, I think that would go hand in hand together well. Yes. There's a good chance, Dandy, Code Geass may come after Trigun. Again, I'm not promising it yet because in the interim something else could come up that I really want to put in there for some reason. But I'm leaning that way heavily. I tried to watch One Piece, but I couldn't watch even 10 minutes of it because they're weird characters. Really, Baraku? It's interesting you say that because obviously any form of entertainment is going to affect all individuals differently. But it's funny you say that because when I first saw any One Piece, it was in the old live stream reaction, or I'm sorry, yeah, the reaction live streams, and the gang would show me clips, and the first thing that struck me and got me interested in One Piece was I liked the characters so much. I just liked the character design because I remember saying that at the time. It's like I'd seen, you can't be alive basically and not know who Monkey D. Luffy is. So I'd seen Luffy. I knew who Nico Robin was because of those boobs and everything. So I knew what the art style was like. But then when I started watching those clips, and I saw even the way that they design even ancillary characters, that actually caught my attention. I really liked that. I liked the way that everything was presented in the characters. It's funny how everybody will see something different. Jesus. Dragon. How many times does 43 go into 8? Get in the van and find out. Jesus. Yeah. To see Geass's ending, you need to watch the film as well, Curtis, just so you know. Chrome says, to see the series ending, you do. That's different. Going nowhere. What's better, live action porn or hentai? Going nowhere. It's all porn. It doesn't matter. It's all you don't have to have a better when it comes to that. It all serves the purpose. Lick says it's hard to take One Piece serious moments seriously with over top facial expressions. You think so, Licks? See, it's never. Well, you guys know that. You watch with me. That's never struck me that way. There's emotional moments have really gotten to me. For me, it might even be because of those over the top. I don't know, but no, I've never had that problem. I really like those characters. Would you rather be a Saiyan or have a party with Alucard? I don't know, Alexis, is Saris at the party? Because my initial, as cool as Alucard is, being a Saiyan is insanely badass. But if Saris is at the party, that might be enough to get me away from being a Saiyan. If I could live in one anime world, which one would I choose? I don't know. It would depend, CD. It would depend on if you're saying me as a individual just moving into the world, or if you're saying me getting to live as one of the characters within the world, because there's a difference there. I really like the idea. I wouldn't have minded being in Ainzul Gon's shoes when that server went down. I think that was cool as hell. But as far as me living in one of the worlds, it's kind of odd to say. Hunter x Hunter would be up there for me. I like the visuals of the worlds, but more than that, I like the whole Nen thing and everything, and the York New City, and I don't know. I liked a lot of the settings there. One Piece is cool as hell, especially after having Sky Island and stuff. Oh gosh, it's so hard because you got to go back through all of them. Prison School, I wouldn't mind being locked up in that prison. I would have been bad all the time, so the vice president had to kick the shit out of me. Do you think Luffy Gear 4 can beat Sage mode? I haven't even seen that there's another gear other than 3 Kid Forever. Other than the fact that I had seen a title that was kind of a spoiler and I didn't even realize at the time. I still remember I was in a comic book shop in New York City, and there was a One Piece thing there, and it said something about Gear 4, and I remember thinking, what the hell is Gear 4? And now that I've seen up to 3, I understand that it's a progression of his skills, so I don't know anything about it. Alucard could defeat Dio Brando? Yes, I think he could. I'm going to put it right out. And it's purely partisan because I love... Dio is a great villain, but I love Alucard. Fortunately, Chrome, that one, like I said, I'd heard that before. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but no, I hadn't heard. And the only reason that I'd forgotten about it actually till he just said that. But again, I couldn't even tell you. I distinctly remember being in that store, and I either were just about to start One Piece, or I think we had just started One Piece, and it said something about Gear 4, and I remember too thinking, you know what? I'm not even going to look at these book covers because I'm afraid of getting spoilers. Alucard's a boss who has a boss. Philip says, for me, the problem with long-running shonen anime like One Piece and Naruto is because of how long they go on. The artists run out of ideas for character designs, leading them making ones I can't take seriously. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, especially, like you say, worlds that become that huge just due to longevity. See, so far, well, of course, even though it's 300 and some episodes, I'm only the third of the way through One Piece. So far, I haven't run into that I've actually been surprised by the different looks of the characters. I actually think, and I'm trying to think this through as I say it. I think I saw more of that in Naruto, where characters, like you say, the designs started to be very similar when you would meet new characters. I'm sure it'll happen in One Piece at some point. No, you're right, Chrome. I agree with you. People should be more careful. That was just fortunate that I'd seen that, because otherwise I wouldn't even know there was a Gear 4. And to be honest with you, I hadn't even thought about another gear until he said that. But that was in my memory because I remember distinctly. That's one of the reasons, because there was a whole line of One Piece merchandise. And I remember that's why I put that book down, because it's like, okay, I don't even want to know what Gear 4 means. Thriller Bark, I'll tell you, Dandy, Thriller Bark is fun so far. I really like that, and I said it in the videos, I really like the changing of gears from Enies Lobby to Thriller Bark. You know, you had all that fantastic fights and all that emotion, and now you got this fun silliness of this Scooby-Doo like adventure in Thriller Bark. Philip's comment sounds like Vince and WWE Creative. Well, now there, Edgar, yes, I'm with you. That they started, and their WWE Creative, they started running into doing the same characters over, not because the characters themselves weren't great. The wrestlers, the workers they have are fantastic. It's because of their own lack of imagination. That I agree with you on. It's gotten a little better recently. I found myself watching more WWE probably over the last 3-4 months than I had in the prior several years, because I think the storytelling has gotten a little better. But for a while, It was exactly what you say. That's why I stopped watching. The stories just weren't interesting to me. Chrome says, now if One Piece ever gains a character that looks like the Shockmaster, then I know they're being truly lazy. Shockmaster, Hulk Hogan, and Goldust, the only wrestlers I know. Well, we can't have. They can't do a Hulk Hogan because we already have Killer B. So Naruto already laid claim to the Hulk Hogan character. Brother. Usopp's best fight pre-time skip is coming up in Thriller Bark. Really? Cool. I like Thriller Bark. This is again, I just started, but it's been fun. And the 21 vampire there, he was cracking me up. One of the only times I've seen a chubby vampire. Fool you fool, yeah. He was a fun character. He really was. Chrome says, so you know, Curtis, Code Geass wasn't a manga originally. Oh, really? I may have known. I don't know if I did know that. So it wasn't an original anime. Also, it's not too uncommon. I know Konosuba and Tanya's films are canon continuations for their series. Really? Konosuba was so good. Konosuba is another one I really, really want to have time to go watch again. Look for my last post. Bad Touch Me Daddy Senpai Wolverine says. Hold on, so let me see if I can find Wolverine's last post. Let's see. My DF would be the Harambe fruit. Model dicks out. Harambe fruit. Poor old Harambe. Dragon. Worst WWE storyline of all time in your opinion? My pick is KD Vick. When you said, I got to admit, when you said worst WWE storyline, immediately KD Vick came to mind. That was so fucking stupid. And I have no problem with over-the-top stuff, but that was just dumb as shit. Having him climb into the casket with her and everything, the banger, come on. That was beyond idiotic. It wasn't even, the thing of it is, it was just so stupid that it wasn't even fun or funny. It was just dumb. Nacho. WCW, WWF, WWE, and the like is just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure arcs. Fight me. No, I wouldn't fight you on that. There's a lot of similarity there. There's a lot of similarity when you think about it between the confrontations and fights in JoJo and what you see in WWE or pro wrestling in general. Nope, I'm with you. Malcolm Dean says, out of what you have seen, what devil fruit would you want if you could have one? Also, once you catch up to One Piece, eventually episodes will still be coming out weekly. What I'll probably do then, Malcolm, when we catch up, Chrome might even know. I thought she had it close to figured out. When we catch up, if they are still going, I'll let them get some ahead and we'll come back to it. It had been the Gum Gum fruit all along. I just like that. I like Luffy's abilities. I think they're cool as hell. You know what's really fascinating to me, though, is the one I just saw teaches darkness thing. That really kind of captured my imagination. I want to see more of it, but it had been the Gum Gum fruit. But now that whole thing with Teach was that's some pretty badass shit. That black hole, I just really like that. So now it's gonna get questionable. Let's see. Seriously, still Harambe jokes. Chrome says Dave died how long ago? Can someone take that joke behind the shed and shoot it? Vince versus God was fucking dumb as well. Yeah, they've done some stupid shit, Big Green. But he's right. That KD Vic thing. And again, it's not, you guys know me. I like stuff that's over the top. I like stuff that pushes the envelope. But that didn't either. It was just asinine. Nami or Robin. Oh, a man of culture when you're talking titties at that level. It's tough to say. But just, I got to call them even on bodies. But as far as characters, and who would I want to bang more? Nico Robin. There's just something about her demeanor that I really like. I like her calm, cool, cerebral type of being, and then that look on top of it. Let's see. So, Curtis, how surreal will it be for you to see Goku and Luffy during the Olympics that year? I think it's awesome. Goku will be head representative of the Olympics this year. Also, Sailor Moon. Oh, I didn't know that. And Precure. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, well, again, I don't think you could have a better representation of the Olympics. Oh, you haven't. Okay, Wolverine said the devil fruit he wants hasn't been revealed at this point, or where I am. I mean, um, yeah, it's always interesting to see what'll come next. But that kind of, I want Robin's fruit very handy. Darkslayer says, uh, that I got to admit, Teach again. I've only seen that little bit of it, but Teach's ability that freaked me out. That was pretty impressive. So it was easily prior to that it was the Gum Gum fruit, but now it's like I don't know, year and a half till we catch up on One Piece Chrome. And when did they because wasn't there an end for One Piece hinted at some point? I don't I don't remember for sure now. I thought I had read somewhere that there had been something said or something that kind of hinted at when One Piece would be wrapping up. Keep in mind you feel more pain than normal with that fruit. That's true, Gigamac. I don't know though. To have that ability, just like Teach says though, it might be worth it. That's a badass ability right there. Precure, excuse me. Yeah, Cobalt Seal. Braxton's in college. We're real proud of him. He just got they next 5 years, 4 to 5 years. Oh, so we will catch up before it's done. Okay. Wow. I thought it's even longer than I thought. Yeah, Braxton's doing really good in college. As a matter of fact, they built on his campus, they just built a brand new building. It's all energy self sufficient and everything, state of the art, everything. Well, of course, he's an RA. So everybody wants to get in that building. So all the RAs had to put in their applications. They had to go through a whole interview process and everything. And we just found out yesterday that he got it. He's so excited. So him and his best friend in school, who is also an RA, they both applied, and they were two of the four that got it. So we were really proud of him. He's done really well. He's really doing well in college, and he got that building, so he's amped. He can't wait now. Braxton will be 20 in 5 days. I can't even believe it. I was just saying that to my wife. I can't believe he's not even a teenager anymore. Jesus Christ. Demon Slayer is really good, Toby. The characters are cool. Oh God, her name went on my head. The little sister, uh, Nezuko. Uh, I love her character. They created her perfectly to where it really brought out my whole paternal feelings there. I feel bad for her. Yeah, yeah. It took a while as usual, guys. But I like Nezuko. She's just really well constructed character and a really sympathetic character. Love the fight in the episode I saw today with that big freaky demon. He's up on the Tanjiro. He's up at that. I forgot what they call it, but his trial there, where he's in with all the demons and everything. Yeah, the fights have been good. Story itself is great. Characters are really well drawn. It's a real pretty anime too. uh, what's he planning on doing after college? Well, he's getting a degree in computer science with a specialty in game design, and his minor is in psychology. So, he'll see what avenues are available when he gets out. Excuse me. I'm doing good, Devon. Uh, Philip says, "From my stand, I want one called Bible Black. It can be the ability to alter my perception of reality as well as create alternate realities. That would be cool as fuck." Right? What you described right there, Philip? Yeah, yeah. Creating alternate realities. Oh, yeah. It would be really bad to turn me loose with an ability like that. I can trust me on that one, you guys. uh, Get out of here, really? Toby says Nezuko was so popular, she won Best Female Character and Female Voice Actor of 29 despite having about 5 lines in the whole show. I didn't know that. But, oh, so it's not just me. That's one of the things that really struck me early is she was the perfect character to be in that situation in the respect that it was so easy to really, really get swept up in feeling bad for her, and feeling threatened on her behalf and everything. You're enjoying software and games development as well? Oh, that's cool, Valkyrie. Yeah, that's his major. So he'll see as he gets out of school what's out there. But he got into it because he wants to be able to, as I think a lot of people do that take that field, he wants to be able to design his own games, but he's aware you got to get out there in the real world and get working while you're doing that. So it'll, and this whole RA thing will help him a lot because it gets him out of college with some real good quality supervisory experience and stuff like that under his belt. Let's see. Please read this comment. Love your Thanos Infinity Gauntlet in the back. Thanks, Mackenzie. That one's actually not mine. That's Spaz Kids. And that one, I believe, is Iron Man's. Spaz Kid is a huge Iron Man fan. And as you guys can see, we love collecting. I love collecting anime stuff. Brax likes collecting anime and different and Marvel stuff, things of that nature. But I'm pretty sure that was Iron Man's. We saw that in the store and was like, holy crap. What I want to do, you can't see them all. I want to restructure this room so that my pops can be more highlighted because I love collecting the anime pops. But what I'm going to do is, because so many of them don't stand, and I don't collect things for value. I know a lot of people go, you can't take them out of the box. I don't care about the value. I want them because they're toys. I want to be able to play with them if I want to. I just like to be able to handle them. So what I'm thinking is I'll take like that little table and stuff, and I'm thinking of coating it with Velcro and then putting Velcro on the feet of the characters. So, because they're constantly falling down, there's a lot of them I can't display because they won't stand up. So if I Velcro their feet, I can put out any ones anywhere I want. Oh, yeah, Valkyrie. That's Brax's favorite Marvel character is Iron Man. Let's see. Okay, Lex says, okay, fucking nerd. That's what I'm thinking of doing, Chrome. My wife's really crafty with things. She's good at craft, so she said she'd help me. And even that, I gotta pull the thing up. I don't think it's in camera shot here. Over on this side here, I've got a little stand that we've got some video games and stuff on. And I have characters on top of there, same thing there. I want to put Velcro on top of that stand. Have a couple of those tables. I might even go over and put it along my shelf. And then you could just take Velcro, slap it on their feet, and they can stand up on everything. Did you play Doki Doki Literature Club? Yes. Yes, Sami. That should be... We played that on the channel, right, guys? That should still be on the YouTube channel. Yeah, it was good. The game was really, really good. You just put up... if you put in Spazboys Comedy Doki Doki into a YouTube search, it should come up. I'm back from soup, Glenn says. You look like iDubbbz when he got bald. Nah, iDubbbz was never this ugly, dweebs. Just Monica. Why is my gaming channel's comments turned off? No idea, Gigamax. That had to be something YouTube did. I haven't been to the gaming channel in ages because of the things that YouTube did. So I'm sure they did it. I'd never turn them off. YouTube did a lot of weird shit. They probably think, my guess is going to be, because the channel is basically abandoned, I haven't been over there, so they probably determined that, I'm sure this has got to be the case, they're probably concerned that it's got content for younger kids, and so that's probably why they turned it off. I didn't even know it was off. I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah, as Nacho says, it has to be because of Kappa. I'm sure it is. Have you heard of or watched an anime named Erased? I can't finish it. It's messed with my schizophrenia. It's a great show. That name sounds familiar, but I don't really know anything about it. Psychopathic. It does sound familiar. I don't know where I would have talked about that. Going nowhere. Am I scared of death? No. I'm not looking for it. I'm not out there. If I was looking for it, I'd be out there fighting the train. Because that's how I would go out. And I certainly don't want to die anytime soon. I'm hoping to have a few years left, but am I afraid of it? No. I've lived long enough to see how the natural flow of life plays out, and I'm okay with it. Wow, my comment didn't even appear on stream. Thank you, YouTube. We've been getting more and more of that, apparently, Big Green. More and more people have been telling me that now. Does Braxton like mecha anime? He doesn't, as far as I know, he doesn't dislike it. It's not a specific genre that he's all that into, but similar to me, he'll watch any of it that's good, any anime that's good, but he's not specifically into mecha anime. Excuse me, Psycho-Pass is good. Psycho-Pass. We've talked about that one a lot in the past, too. Excuse me, guys. Curtis, fighting trains doesn't kill you; it turns you into a cyborg. Pay attention. That's right. I forgot about that. And Cutty Flam could have explained that to me. Yeah, I should have remembered. That's true. uh, Cobalt Steel says, "Oh, that's a pretty good one. What does a condom and a woman have in common? They spend more time in your wallet than on your dick." Oh, that's rough. You know, I hope everything's going. You know who we've only seen sporadically here, and I always get concerned with any of our regulars. M hasn't been in much, guys. Has she? I don't. You guys know I don't hardly ever get over to the Discord. Has M been over at the Discord at least? I just like to make sure that nothing's wrong. I just, again, I get unnerved a little bit when somebody that's with us all the time. It's like, and you guys have you become family to me, and I don't see her much at all. And I meant to ask you guys that today. I was going to see if she was in or not. But M pops in from time to... Yeah, oh, absolutely, we miss her. Yeah, and she's popped in here, but not nearly with the regularity. And that's fine. I mean, I assume she just has other things going on in her life. I just like to make sure that she's okay. She does pop into Discord from times. Oh, you talked to her earlier today. Okay, that's good, Lifer. Okay, that's all. That's all. I just want to make sure everything was all right. Because it's happened a couple other times where one of the regulars will start being here much more sporadically, and then later they reach out to me in a private message or something, and I find out that something was really wrong, and not that there's much I can do other than offer whatever support I can, but it makes me uneasy. But she's good. Okay, good, Lude. That's all. And I know typically when somebody isn't in as often, just because their schedule changes, but I just like to make sure. M is the best. She's so much fun. All you guys have make this so much fun for me. But I did notice, like, wow, that's a lot less than she has been. I want to make sure everything was okay. To the last year. I remember Big Green when you were out for a little while, because I had said the same thing there. We were all looking for you for a while. I remember that. Yeah, I know, Zeo Zeus. That's the only thing, that the way that he says I try to get the streams, but you stream when I'm in class. Yeah, sometimes that's the only thing that does suck about, the audience being worldwide, is all the time zones. Of course, it's some more inconvenient for others. We always had that time though. Remember, guys, when we had our live stream posted on somebody's whiteboard? Somebody was in class and their teacher put the stream on the whiteboard. That was not a good call on their part, because goddamn well I can't control myself and act appropriately. Hey, zombie dude. Boruto, the only way I'd react to Boruto Remy is if it gets voted in as a series over at the Goosh, and it would be a long time because there's not a lot of the Gooshers over there that care for it. Lute says, if I die and turn into a ghost, I will inform you whether my cum turns into an ectoplasm or not. No worries. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I will want to know this. Time zones are hell. It's 8 p.m. there for Chrome, about 2 p.m. where you are. Yeah. Yep. Or 3 p.m. here. You guys are 5 hours ahead of us now. Spice and Wolf? No, never heard of that one, Valkyrie. Never vote for Boruto, Glenn says. Lifer said she hasn't mentioned anything specifically, not that I can remember at least, but she was giving me shit for staying up all night playing Pokemon, so she's fine. Well, I figured she was good and everything was okay. I just like to make sure. That just makes me feel better that you guys say she's still popping in and out and everything's all right. I just always, we all know that life can be a challenge sometimes. I don't like to think of any of you guys facing the challenge alone when you don't have to. When I die, I'm selling my corpse to be used as a cum rag for the local homeless. Yeah, well, that way I look at that list is when I die. Yeah, you guys can do whatever you want with my body. Have at it. Whatever makes you happy. I'm done with it. Let's see. Cyanide and Happiness. I love Cyanide and Happiness, Mackenzie. Got some money now, so we'll probably sponsor something different each month. I'm looking forward to that one you sponsored. This month, Uran. Next month, maybe Ippo. Maybe the Sarada arc and Boruto for a laugh. I find first impressions interesting. I'm looking forward to that one you sponsored. And because, again, obviously it's going to be different than other things I've seen. So, I was just thinking about that because I was going through. I had to add one to the list, and I was going through the whole list again. Snowed a ton today in Georgia. Did it, zombie dude? No, we got a bunch yesterday. Today it's moved out here, but we got a bunch yesterday. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go. This was a great stream. God, I love these streams. Tomorrow, I'll try and put it up in advance. I got a lot to do this afternoon. Tomorrow, we'll have a stream, but it'll be the recording for the podcast. But you guys obviously are all welcome to come in. The only thing, just as a forewarning, those I have to stay more on topic because those are the streams that become the podcast. Whereas these streams, we go all over the place, talk about, which is how I like it, talk about whatever we want. But the podcast, I have to structure a little differently. But hopefully you guys can stop in and contribute. We'll probably be talking. I haven't decided which direction yet. We'll talk some politics. We'll definitely probably talk something that's pop culture related. But that'll be tomorrow. And then Monday, right back at it again. Monday, I'll probably try and get some more, as far as the stream, I'll try and get some more GTA 5 up. And both my grandkids, when they go on vacation in February, they'll be staying here with us during the day while their parents work. So they'll be trying to, I'll try and work them in to where they can come in back in on the streams while they're on vacation. Guys, thank you for this great conversation today. Man, hour and a half freaking flew by. Great conversation today. Had a ton of fun. A little while after the stream goes live on the channel, I'll make that video I told you guys about live, the one just a clip from what happened in the in the Resident Evil stream with my granddaughter yesterday. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for making my day, as you guys always do. I'll talk to you really soon.